All right. So we are starting. Hello, people of the interwebs. I am Chrompoist. I draw stuff. I, for some magical reason, already have 800 plus subscribers on YouTube, and I don't know why because I don't do anything. But I'm glad you subscribed, and I'm most of you probably subscribed because of my animatic that I'm never gonna do anything with. It's just gonna keep being like that. I said like this is probably gonna be like a work in progress, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna touch it. And again, I'm not gonna do anything. Sorry, but you might also have seen me in the Voltron fandom drawing Voltron fan art, a lot of clans stuff because I love them. But if you're not from the Voltron fandom, you probably have no idea who I am. And if you are in the Voltron fandom, you probably still don't know who I am because I'm not really that big. But I am still here today because I am going to draw shit and I'm going to tell you what you draw wrong. Not really, but I am going to give you some tips that I see a lot of beginners do and a lot of things that I realized like I'm guilty of doing myself, and I realized along the way that I was drawing it, that's a word apparently, that I was drawing it completely wrong. And nobody told me, and I'm just like, why didn't nobody tell me about this thing that I drew completely wacky? So I'm gonna be that person to tell you that you drew this thing completely wacky, because we need that sometimes. We need a little reality slap. Then again, you don't have to draw like this. This is just like these are just tips on things that are going to make things a lot easier for you, but also things that you actually do completely wrong. So prepare to have your reality warped. What? I don't know. Again, excuse my English because I'm not a native English speaker. I'm from Sweden, so my English is not the best. It's decent, but it's not the best. And I'm not really used to recording my voice when I draw at the same time. But we shall see. We shall see. And also, my microphone picks up every single fucking sound I make. So if I move in the chair, you're going to hear it. When I tap on the keyboard, you're going to hear it. But it's just how my microphone works. I've been playing around with the settings for like an hour, and this is as good as I got it. So anyway, without further ado, let's get started. The thing that I wanted to start on is beginners not drawing things in actual 3D. Now again, I am not the best at this. I am not the best at drawing things in 3D, but I am decent. And the thing that I see a lot of people do, especially when they draw heads, is that they do this. Cranium, line, face or jaw. And I'm just like, stop. Don't do this. This is not really 3D, and it's going to confuse you more than it's going to help you. Sure, you have the angles maybe correctly, like you have maybe the center of the face correct, but you don't really have the dimensions correctly, because that's not how a sphere looks in 3D. It's not how it's not taking up the right type of space, if you know what I'm saying. So take your time with this and draw like a really shitty sphere like this, and actually go around the sphere like this. Go around it, wrap this line around it. And let's see, facing this way. And wrap this thing around it. And I learned this from, I think, Stan Prokopenko, that he does like really in detail animation. What's it called? Anatomy. Anatomy tutorials, and he taught me like how to do the sphere thing. Is that when you wrap a line around a sphere, God, this is awful, you don't do this. You do like this. You wrap it around. You can very much see it easily. You can see it much more easily when you zoom in, is that you're going to see that the lines at the very edge wraps around the object. If you just do a curved line like this, it's not going to look 3D. If you do this type of situation, yep, oops, what happened here? I don't know. It's going to be much better. Wow, I am so bad at illustrating. But anyway, wrap the line around it. So that's all I'm saying. What is happening? There we go. And now that we have this in somewhat 3 dimensions, it's not perfect, but it's better than this. Don't do this. We can bring the center line down and above. What? Not above. Down and in front of the face. And we can also put in this center sort of circle on the side of the face. And this is supposed to indicate just the side plane of the face. This is going to make it much easier to indicate where the jaw is supposed to go, because the jaw starts here, and then you connect these 2 lines essentially. But before we do that, I want the end of the jaw. There we go. And then you just connect these two lines. And then here you're just gonna have the cheekbone, and I just draw a curve like this. And then when I flesh out the face, I sort of do a more like this, because this is the sort of situation where you have the cheekbone and then you have the eye, well, and the brow bone. So, oops. But yeah, this is mostly how it looks. It's a little bit wonky. It's not perfect, but it's better than this. I absolutely hate this. It's just stupid. Don't do it. And then once you have this baby, you can draw on top of it. You can draw in the nose. I make really pointy noses. You don't have to draw the nose like this. And you have the mouth in the middle, and then you have the eyes like in the center somewhere here. And the ear somewhere here. Brow somewhere here. Oh, maybe actually. It's supposed to be a little bit further down. About here. There we go. And the reason why you want to do this, whoops, monkey. The reason why you want to do this instead of this is because this is confusing you a lot more. This only indicates where the middle of the face is, essentially. This also indicates how much volume the head takes up and which angle it has. This does not help you with the angle, and it doesn't help you with the volume. It only tells you where the center line is. And that's why I see a lot of people when they draw this type of face. Let's remove these arrows, they're obnoxious. When they draw this type of face, I always see they do this, and then they go in like this. And then they start moving around the eyes because they have no idea where the eye is supposed to go, and that's because you didn't draw it in 3 dimension. If you draw it in true 3 dimension, you're just gonna have to look like the center of the face is about here, like the halfway down the face is about here, and that's also where the ear's supposed to go. That's where the eyes are supposed to go, and then the nose goes about here, and then the mouth goes about there, and the eyebrows go about there. And now I don't have to move them around because they're on the correct position already, because I drew the base correctly. Now, granted, this is not going to automatically make your art ugly or anything. It's just going to be so much easier and so much less time consuming to do it than to actually sit down and draw a proper 3-dimensional face. Now, when you have done this like 1,000 times, you're going to realize that you don't really need to do it. You saw that I put in the eyes and the nose and the mouth very quickly, and that's because I primarily have been drawing these types of heads for a really long time, and so they come naturally to me, so I don't have to go in and do this sort of 3-dimensional stuff all the freaking time. Maybe if I'm doing the head in a very different difficult angle, then I will usually do this, but not a lot anymore. So it's very important for you to actually sit down and take your time to do proper 3-dimension. Okay, that's going to be about it for this video. I figured it's going to be much easier to just split it up in multiple parts. That's a crappy heart. God damn it. That's even crappier. Anyway, it's going to be easier to split this up in multiple parts so that you can more easily navigate. I'm probably going to film a multiple of these at the same time. I'm just not gonna post them all at the same time. But anyway, I hope that was somewhat helpful. And if you have any questions regarding like how to draw or something that you know that you think I draw well or decent and you want to know how I do it, don't be afraid to ask me, because I really like when people ask me questions about drawing because it makes me feel really good about myself. So please do it. But yeah, that's about it for this video. I hope it was somewhat helpful, even though it was not very there was not a lot I touched on this video, but I'd rather have multiple short videos rather than one long ass video that nobody's going to watch. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, I guess. Bye!